There are moments in life when the noise fades, the crowd disappears, and you are left standing with only your thoughts. In those moments, loneliness can feel like a heavy shadow that follows you everywhere you go. But I want you to understand something powerful tonight. Being alone does not mean you are abandoned. It does not mean you are forgotten. It means you are being prepared. Prepared for a strength you have not yet discovered, a purpose you have not yet walked into, a version of yourself you have not yet met. Many believe that greatness is born in celebration, but I have found that greatness is born in quiet rooms, in long nights, and in the silent battles no one sees. When you feel alone, it is not life pushing you away, it is life pushing you inward toward the truth of who you are, and inside you there is a fire that no loneliness can extinguish. So do not fear these moments. Do not run from them, because the person you will become on the other side of this loneliness is someone powerful, someone unbreakable, someone the world will one day look to for hope. When you find yourself walking through life feeling alone, it can seem as if the world has turned its back on you. The silence can feel louder than any noise you have ever heard, and the absence of familiar voices can make your heart question its own strength. But solitude, though often misunderstood, is not a punishment. It is a powerful invitation. An invitation to rediscover who you are beyond the expectations, the pressures, and the noise of the world. It is in these moments when you stand by yourself that life gives you the chance to listen to the quiet wisdom within you. There is a strength that grows only in stillness. It is the strength of a person who has looked at their own fears and refused to bow to them. It is the strength of someone who has faced nights filled with doubt, yet chosen to rise again each morning. When you are alone, you are meeting the purest version of yourself, the version untouched by applause or criticism, the version that does not need validation to exist. And that version of you is powerful beyond measure. Many of the greatest leaders, thinkers, and change makers in history walked through long seasons of solitude. They were not surrounded by cheering crowds when they learned courage. They were not surrounded by supporters when they discovered clarity. They were alone, facing themselves, shaping themselves, strengthening themselves. Solitude became their classroom, and the lessons they learned there carried them through the most difficult storms of their lives. You must remember that being alone is not the same as being weak. Weakness hides in the need for constant company. Strength grows when you can stand firmly, even when no hand is there to hold. When you feel alone, do not rush to fill the emptiness. Sit with it, breathe through it. Listen to what life is trying to teach you in that silence. There is a voice inside you, a voice that becomes clearer when the world grows quiet. It tells you that you are capable of rising, capable of healing, capable of rebuilding. It tells you that this moment is not the end of your story, but the beginning of a chapter that will reveal your resilience. Your loneliness is not a wall, it is a mirror. It reflects your endurance, your dreams, your untapped strength. It shows you the parts of yourself that you often overlook in the presence of others. When you learn to embrace solitude, you learn to embrace your growth. And every step you take alone becomes a step taken with courage. So do not fear the quiet. Do not fear the moments when you feel unseen. These moments are shaping you into someone who does not rely on the world to define them. Someone who can walk into any room, any challenge, any future with the unshakable confidence of a person who has faced themselves and emerged stronger. You are not alone to break. You are alone to build, even in the moments when you feel completely alone, when the world seems distant and the weight of your challenges feels almost unbearable. There is a power within you that remains untouched. It is easy to believe that loneliness strips you of strength, that isolation somehow means you are losing your way. But the truth is far more remarkable. Within you lies a quiet force, A resilience that no circumstance, no setback, and no season of solitude can ever take away. It is a fire that continues to burn even when the wind of life tries to extinguish it. There will be times when you question your worth, when you wonder if anyone sees your struggles or understands your silence. But what you must never forget is that strength is not always loud. It does not always roar. Sometimes strength whispers. It whispers to you to stand up when you feel too tired to move. It whispers to you to try again when failure has knocked you down. It whispers to you that you are enough, even when the world makes you feel otherwise. This whisper is your inner power, constant, unwavering, untouched by the storms around you. Think about the moments in your life when you thought you could not go on, yet you did. Think about the days when everything felt heavy, yet you survived them. That is proof of the power you carry. That is evidence that your strength does not depend on who stands beside you, but on who you choose to be when you stand alone. You are not defined by the emptiness around you. You are defined by the courage within you. Many people fear being alone because they believe it exposes their weakness. But solitude often reveals the opposite. When you have no one else to rely on, you discover your own capacity. You learn that your heart can endure more than you imagine, that your mind can fight through more darkness than you expected, and that your spirit can rise from places you thought would break you. Loneliness becomes a refining fire, shaping you into someone stronger, someone clearer, someone more grounded in who they truly are. And though circumstances may change, friends may come and go, challenges may rise and fall, your inner power remains. It is the one constant that life cannot take from you. No disappointment can erase it. No rejection can weaken it. No failure can destroy it. It is yours, and it grows each time you choose to rise instead of surrender. So the next time you feel alone, remind yourself that solitude is not the absence of strength. It is the presence of an unshakable power deep within you. A power built from every battle you've survived, every tear you've wiped on your own, and every silent victory the world never saw. You carry a strength that nothing can take away. And as long as that strength lives within you, you will never truly walk alone. When life pushes you into moments of deep darkness, when the path ahead feels uncertain and every step feels heavy, it is hope that becomes your quiet companion. Hope is not loud. It does not enter your life with fanfare or noise. It arrives softly, like a small light that flickers in the distance, reminding you that even the longest night cannot last forever. Many people believe that hope is something you feel only when everything is going well. But the truth is that hope shines brightest when everything around you seems to fall apart. It is in the darkness that hope reveals its true strength. There are times when you may feel like stopping, when the weight of your problems makes you question whether you have the energy to continue. You may feel lost, tired, or forgotten. But hope whispers to you in those moments. It tells you to take one more step, even if it's a small one. It reminds you that movement, no matter how slow, keeps your spirit alive. Hope does not ask you to run. It asks you to refuse to stand still in your despair. And every step you take, every breath you push through, becomes a declaration that you believe in the possibility of better days. In the darkest chapters of life, people tend to focus on the pain, the fear, and the uncertainty. But what they forget is that darkness is not a sign that life has ended. It is a sign that life is asking something new of you. The darkness challenges you to trust your strength, your courage, and your resilience. It asks you to keep moving even when you cannot see the full path ahead. Hope becomes your guide, not by removing the darkness, but by helping you walk through it without giving up. Hope is also a powerful teacher. It teaches you patience, because hope rarely brings instant change. It teaches you courage, because continuing forward requires bravery. It teaches you faith in yourself, because you learn to rely on the strength you carry within. And most importantly, hope teaches you endurance. You begin to understand that what matters is not how fast you reach the light, but the fact that you continue walking toward it. There will be moments when you feel like you are walking alone, but hope reminds you that you are always accompanied by the lessons you've learned, the strength you've built, and the dreams you refuse to abandon. It reminds you that every struggle has shaped you, every setback has strengthened you, and every night you have survived proves that the dawn is worth waiting for. So when darkness surrounds you, do not stand still. Move, even slowly. Move with hope as your companion, because those who keep moving, even when life is at its hardest, are the ones who eventually find the light. And when that light finally appears, you will realize that hope did not just guide you through the darkness, it transformed you within it. There are moments in life when you look around and see no one standing with you, moments when it feels as though every familiar voice has faded and every comforting presence has stepped away. In those moments, loneliness can feel overwhelming, as if you have been left to navigate the storms of life with nothing but your own thoughts to guide you. But what you must understand, deeply, truly, is that you are never as alone as you feel. Even in your quietest battles, even in your deepest nights, there are forces within you that walk beside you, your purpose, your dreams, and your resilience. Your purpose is the quiet pull in your heart that refuses to let you quit. Even when fear tries to hold you back, your purpose whispers that you were made for something bigger, something meaningful. It reminds you that your life is not an accident, and your struggles are not without significance. Purpose doesn't shout, it guides. It stays with you when others leave. It strengthens you when your confidence breaks. It keeps you moving when the road feels too long. And in your loneliest moments, your purpose becomes your closest companion, reminding you that there is a future waiting for you, one only you can fulfill. Your dreams walk beside you as well. They may seem distant at times, even impossible, but they do not abandon you. Dreams have a way of surviving even the hardest seasons. They glow quietly in the background of your life, waiting for the moment you gather the courage to chase them again. They do not judge you for your delays, your failures, or your doubts. They simply remain ready, patient, alive. And when you find yourself alone, your dreams remind you that your heart still has something worth fighting for. But perhaps the greatest companion you carry is your resilience. It is the strength that has carried you through every storm you have already survived. It is the courage that helped you rise after every fall. It is the determination that kept you standing when everything around you tried to break you. Resilience is not built in moments of comfort, it is forged in your darkest hours. And that means your loneliness is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that life is shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you for what comes next. Even when no one else sees your struggle, your resilience does. It stays with you silently, reminding you of every challenge you have already overcome. It stands by your side like an unspoken promise that you will not break now. You have walked through too much. You have endured too much. You have survived too much to believe that this moment of loneliness defines you. So when you feel alone, close your eyes and remember your purpose is calling you forward. Your dreams are waiting on the horizon, and your resilience is holding you upright. These companions do not leave. They do not fade. They walk beside you always. And with them you will rise again, stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than ever before. Every great transformation in history began with a single person who felt the weight of loneliness, but refused to let that loneliness define their destiny. When the world turned its back, when silence surrounded them, when doubt whispered louder than hope. They kept moving, not because the path was easy, but because something deep within urged them forward. And today, you stand in that same place of possibility. You may feel alone, you may feel unseen, but inside you is the spark that has ignited every remarkable change the world has ever witnessed. History has never been shaped by people who waited for perfect support or ideal conditions. It has been shaped by those who dared to continue when everything in them screamed to stop. Think about the moments in your own life when you pushed through difficulties that no one else understood. Think about the unseen battles you fought, the quiet victories you earned, the strength you discovered only because you were forced to stand by yourself. Those moments were not accidents. They were preparing you for a transformation that only you can bring into this world. When you feel alone, you are standing in the same place where inventors, leaders, and dreamers once stood. Loneliness was not their enemy, it was their awakening. It stripped away distractions, tested their conviction, and revealed whether their purpose was strong enough to survive nights without applause. Your loneliness is doing the same for you. It is refining your focus. It is sharpening your courage. It is teaching you to rely on your own belief when no one else believes for you. Great transformations are born in silence long before they appear in the light. They begin with someone deciding to get up one more time, to try once more, to take one more step, even when their hands are trembling and their heart is unsure. The world may not see your effort today. People may not understand your journey. But transformation does not require an audience. It requires commitment. And commitment grows strongest when you walk alone. Every person who ever changed the world started by changing themselves, by changing their thoughts, their choices, their habits, their courage. They walked through seasons where the only voice they had to encourage them was their own. And yet, those were the seasons that shaped them into the people the world later celebrated. So if you feel alone today, do not see it as the end of your strength. See it as the beginning of your transformation. The fire inside you is being tested so it can burn brighter. Your character is being strengthened so it can carry greater responsibility. Your heart is being prepared for the day when your courage will inspire others the way you once wished someone would inspire you. One day you will look back and realize that this lonely chapter was not a burden, it was your turning point, and you kept going, and that made all the difference.